If you want to get in on a new construction community in Stuart, Florida at the ground floor, this is a community I would consider. So if you're looking for new construction in the city of Stuart, just north of Palm Beach, Florida, this is a community I would definitely consider. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury. Welcome. Each week we put out videos giving you an idea what it's like living here in South Florida. We often highlight communities like this, new construction communities. Why is that? We do a lot of relocations. That's our business. We help people moving from other areas to here, places like perhaps COVE ROYALE. We highlight all these communities, so you can literally follow our channel and get a sense before you make your trip down here as to which are some of the communities you want to consider. And here we're going to check out this brand new community. It literally just opened about a week and a half ago. It's only 83 homes. It's a small community. It's selling fast, but that's how these things work. We are a new home co-broker, and so we work with all the builders. We have strong relationship with the builders. They let us know what's going on, and the feedback is this is selling fast. In general, they do sell, the communities that open like this, they do sell a lot right away. Question is, can they sustain it? Reach out to our team if you want to know, is COVE ROYALE sustainable? One of the highlights of this community is its location. It's a great location. I get a lot of people, again, I speak to everybody pretty much every day. I speak to a lot of people looking at considering this area. A lot of people tell me that I don't want to be as far north in Port St. Lucie. I don't want the prices that I experience in Palm Beach County, Florida. This is a good in-between. This is not quite as north as Port St. Lucie. It's just a little bit north of northern Palm Beach, Florida, places like Jupiter and so forth. Stuart has its own downtown. I'm going to go to the map because I really need to highlight what you're near. This is one of the best locations, in my opinion, if you're considering new construction just north of Palm Beach, Florida. So if you're thinking about moving to our area and you want to ask questions from people who have relocated and actually done it before, there's a few ways to get a hold of us here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But literally two of the best ways is in the description and the comment section, there's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll help set us up with either with a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating to here to sunny South Florida. What I like about doing a Zoom is that we can show you physically the area, the map. So if you are making that appointment, that is a great option to choose. Like I've done a lot recently, we'll go into the map. Leave a comment down below. Do you find this helpful? I've heard it from some people that they do. I'd want to hear from you. Is it helpful? And while you're at it, like this video. So here we have it. Here we have COVE ROYALE. It is literally right here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to give you a better perspective as to where we are. This is Stuart. Stuart is really a nice city. What we hear a lot of is the following. Ray, I don't want to pay the prices in Palm Beach. I don't want to go so far north in Port St. Lucie. Basically, from mid Palm Beach to Port St. Lucie is about an hour. From northern Palm Beach, it's probably more like 45 minutes. So I get a lot of people who maybe work in Palm Beach and want, to get more house for the money. Port St. Lucie can certainly do that. The taxes are a little bit higher. Reach out to our team if you're wondering a little bit more about the differences in taxes. But this is the COVE ROYALE, and everywhere in this area, there's a couple of other communities I'll mention in a minute that are in this area. It's a lot closer to Jupiter, which is northern Palm Beach, a lot closer to Palm Beach in general. So it is completely feasible for you to live here and work in Palm Beach without having an enormous commute. So I'm looking at the widest map. So here you go, Miami. Then you have Fort Lauderdale. Then you have West Palm Beach, the biggest city in Palm Beach. It is the center of Palm Beach. This is the northern part of Palm Beach, is Jupiter. As you can see, Port St. Lucie's up here. This from here to here is about an hour's drive. Even with almost no traffic, it's still an hour's drive. Here from here is about maybe 45 minutes. As you can see, Stuart is a lot closer. So pardon me for doing this because it's such a new place that you could see here, there's nothing here. When I drove here to film this video on site, there was my navigation couldn't pick it up. Remember, we're right here, right? One of the good things about this is one of the other communities I want to talk about. Caovanian Salerno Reserve. I was there a while back. Great community, really nearby. I love the builder. Really nice builders. So they're pretty close to each other. They practically walk it. But you are really close to Route 95. You really here's a turnpike here, and you're close to 95. It's one of those places where 95 and the turnpike are really close together. Now, this Cove Road goes right into Stuart. Port Salerno is a sort of a small town nearby. As you can see, Cove Road goes right into Stuart. These are going to be some of the coastal areas you can look. Stuart's up here. It's like a city. It's a fishing village. It is different than Port St. Lucie, which is up here, as you can see. So this is what I'm talking about. There's a decent difference between Port St. Lucie and Stuart, especially if you're going to do it every day. Palm City, another great place where people are looking to move to it's closer than Port St. Lucie, close to Palm Beach County. We did a video a while back on the cultural community, Canopy Creek. I had lost my thought process for a second. Canopy Creek, big pieces of property. It could be a lot of money though too. It's you can get like an acre piece of property, but you're going to pay for it. It's over $1 million. But if you could see here, we're close to Stuart, and it's called Cove Royale because it's on Cove Road, and a lot of the communities along here are called Cove this and Cove that. So this is again, a good location, very close to 95, and this thing is called like the Canner Highway. So the location-wise, you can't beat it. So one of the questions we often get asked is, how close are we to the beach? So you're right here, again, Cove Road. You're going into Stuart up here. Over here you have Jensen Beach is one of the nicest beaches in the area. If you live in Port St. Lucie up here, or if you live in Stuart, lots of times you go to Jensen Beach. Lots of nice restaurants. Again, it's a lot like a fishing village. So this whole area near Stuart, downtown Stuart, there's a lot of nice things. So you are literally close to all three things, including Palm Beach, if you live in Cove Royale in Stuart, Florida. So there's a lot, in general, there is a lot of new construction in that area. There's a lot of land. And it's because if you go south, like in Broward County near Fort Lauderdale, there's almost no new construction because there's almost no land available. It's hard to find it. If you look in Palm Beach, it's all west, and there's not that much. There's a lot more up in the Port St. Lucie, Stuart area, because it's a little bit more north than Miami in the big city. So I want to say I mentioned a couple of those communities around there. There's a lot of new construction. We have relationships with all the brokers, with all the builders there. We are a new home code broker. I mean, it really is to your advantage to get independent representation. More on that later. But one of the strengths that we have at living in Palm Beach, Florida, is that we understand how each builder works, what to expect from each one, and we'll help guide you as to what makes the best fit for you and your family. So as you can tell, it's not a grand entrance. That is really the monument for the entrance. That's the reason, one of the reasons, I will talk about the HOA later, that's one of the reasons why the HOA is lean. If they were to spend like Jill Holmes does in some of their communities down in South Palm Beach, $9 million, they're going to make those houses a little bit more money. It's going to make the HOA a little bit more money. So anyways, so if you're looking at a lean HOA with a decent amount of amenities at a good price, this is a community that does exactly what that is. This does exactly that. So here is, I have the site map right here. Again, 83 homes. It's got, it's not a big elaborate HOA amenity center, but it does have them. One of the great things about HOAs is that they help keep your neighbors accountable. So if someone's not taking care of their property, they'll make sure that you do. That if you live out in the non-HOA area, that you have no recourse with that. This is going to be where the gate is. So this community is so new, they haven't even built the gate there. But this is, if you want the copy of this map, I can send it to you. Just reach out, email us, call us, whichever makes sense for you. I can give you the map. One of the things I will say, this is going to be, because it's a smaller community, the experience is going to be intimate. Some people do not like these big, elaborate, 4,000, or in case of like Arden down in Loxahatchee in Palm Beach, with over 2,300 homes. Some people don't like it. So if you want a smaller community, a little bit more intimate, this Cove Royale is something I would really consider. I'm on Model Row here at Cove Royale, looking with my friend here. He's a sandhill crane. One of the things, if you're not familiar with Florida, they got some weird stuff here. Look at the size of this bird. That's called a sandhill crane. They're unique to Florida as far as I know. We do get them from time to time. They get really tall. They get up like 3/4 or like about 4 feet tall. Anyway, so here, just introducing, they only have a couple miles. This is a smaller community, only 83 homes. They have here on site the Julia, which is actually where they have their sales center. And they also have, over here is the Madison. They have a total of 5 floor plans, but they have 2 on site that you can look at, of course, decorated models. So they have 5 floor plans here at Cove Royale. Again, I want to talk about the features that people appreciate. This is one. Walking into a high ceiling, that's definitely one. This is the Madison model. Here you go. So on site, they only have 2 models to show. They have the Julia, which is where the sales center is, and then the Madison. This is their biggest floor plan on the property. Just going to use my little cheat sheet. If you want this, let me know and I'll send it to you. But this home is flexible. It can be as small as 2,289 square feet under air, and it can be as large as 2,845. And the reason is because they have some very much, again, customization is not a word they like to use because they're not a custom builder, but personalization is what they call it. They have a lot of personalization you can put in this home. As you can tell, it's beautiful. And so that'll make the difference between whether it's a 2,289 or 2,845. The other factor, when Coulter introduced the Product 21 product, they did this. They made every floor plan have the ability to do what they call a bonus, a second floor or a bonus area upstairs. Let's go check it out. So when they do these bonus areas upstairs at Coulter, most of the time they're like this. They're like second loft areas. Like this is a very functional, like family room almost. It could also be like a good place for guests. If guests are staying with you, because they have here closet space and so forth. So you can make this an area you can pull out couch. It's ideal for that. Or you can make it if you have a college student like I do, home that comes home. This is a good place for them to stay and be away. But the guest part I like a lot because, when guests, you want them to be comfortable and maybe even out of your hair if you're hosting them in your home here in Florida, which we, as you could probably guess, get a lot of people visiting us here, especially in the winter months here in Florida. So let me go over some of the pricing. So the smallest model is called the Grace. The smallest floor plan is the Grace. It's 1,840 square feet under air in its smallest condition. This one we talked about, the Master, and talked about that. The base price starts at about $600,000 today, but they raise prices all the time. They just opened this community about a week and a half ago, and they've already sold 15 homes. So as they make sales and they see demand, lots of builders, what they do is they raise prices. So I love this room. This is like your den. A lot of the Florida homes are like this. You walk in, I'll just give you a perspective here. You walk in and then you have your den right to the right or to the left, depending on your orientation is the word they use. And before you get to the family room and kitchen, these are upgraded kitchens. This is upgraded stuff. Nice, thick quartz countertop. So we go to the Grace. We have the Julia, which is the model where the sales center is. You have a Kimberly, a Lila, and the Madison. The Madison is the biggest home here. So the homes here are not huge. So if you're looking for like a 4,000 square foot home, this is probably not your community. But the highlight, as I said, the highlight really about this community is its location. And what I like about what Coulter always does is when they show the models, you can see the nice pool out there. They always do it. They always show a nice pool because, as you know, we get a lot of people moving from the north coming to Florida. And what better way to show your home than to show it with a beautiful pool? So although they have 83 homes here, some of which are actually quick delivery, which means that they started building these homes like a while back now. And they actually have June, July. They have 4 homes that are ready for this summer that you can take delivery in this summer. To be built are going to take longer, 9, 12, something like that months. If you want to personalize your home, that is the way to do it. A quick delivery home, generally speaking, you cannot personalize with your features. They're already permitted and they have to stick to the permit. There's another quick delivery that's scheduled for October, November. So for the most part, if you want it to be built here at COVE ROYALE, you're looking at sometime next year, sometime in, let's call it 2026. But they do have quick delivery options. And when I quote these prices here, I'll give you a couple of them. When I quote these prices, when you're looking at quick deliveries, whether it's on the website is a mistake, or don't take what the website says, because those only are not showing you the price of a land. When you do a quick delivery, they normally are quoted as all in with the land and the options that they picked out. But their quick deliveries currently start around $745,000. So that's how they work. If you do a to be built with those base prices I referred to, or maybe I didn't, yeah, $600,000 was the price for the. Bear with me. For the Grace, $600,000 is the base price. That doesn't include land, doesn't include options. The Madison starts at $660,000. So, and again, that's the base price. Doesn't include the land, doesn't include the options. If you want to get a handle on what the lot prices are, reach out to our team. I would love to help you personally. Sometimes we get lot prices that are very low or even zero at sometimes. But I have communities where the lot premiums are $300,000. There's a big difference, and we'd love to guide you if you're wondering what it's like in experience in picking out lots at any of these new construction communities. The other thing I want to say in regards to options. So normally when you go into contract, you put down about 10%. That's how Coulter does with a lot of this stuff. You see this outdoor kitchen here? That's an upgrade. That's an option. They have one thing you can do is you can stub it out for natural gas. That is an upgrade that I recommend to people. If you want some guidance on what upgrades make sense and whatnot, really the choice is yours, but I can give you some guidance as to what I expect because they do have an influence on your taxes. So that sort of, if you add all this extra stuff in your home before taking delivery of it, it will raise your taxes. But if you do some of that work, like let's say crown moldings inside, that is something I would definitely do after. If you work with the right people at any of these builders, and we will help you with that. That's one of the things we do here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida. If you work with the right people, they will guide you as to what you really, should and shouldn't do. As an example, again, crown molding is a great example. You could do that after. It'll be in the house. You'll spend, let's say, a few $1,000s, but you're not adding to the cost basis that is assessed by the county here in Florida in terms of your taxes. More on that if you want to know more. Reach out to our team if you want to know more. So if you're looking at new construction in our area, really anywhere, I highly recommend independent representation. What does that mean? Well, independent representation, that you hire a company like ours to help you go navigate this whole system. The cost to you out of pocket is zero. We work with the builders. The builders have a separate marketing budget that they pay us. So you don't pay us. The builder does. They're happy to do it. You can ask them. We do a lot of business with Coulter. You can actually ask them and just say, hey, listen, do I get a discount if I go directly to you or use a realtor? The answer is no, there is no discount, but we will be there to help you throughout your journey. We can give you advice on things. We've seen a lot of contracts over the years. We'll be there on your inspection if they allow us and if you want us there. That's not always something that happens, but we can be there. If you're out of town and you want us to film the production of, your house being built, that's something we can do for you. We have a transaction coordinating team. They will help keep the builders accountable. We will, if you keep in communication with our transaction team, we are on your side. If you're going directly into the builder, you are dealing directly with the seller. and they might not tell you what else is out there, like what other communities, if there are existing homes for sale. We do. We want what's best for you. We don't necessarily need to sell you this community. Again, we'll be there. We highly recommend independent representation, and that is what we do here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida. So let me go over some of the Homeowners Association or HOA stuff, Homeowners Association information. On this, again, if you want me to send this to, I can. It's $349 per month. Not all HOAs are created equal. You really want to ask what that includes whenever you're evaluating the HOAs. You have it's a community landscaping. It includes community landscaping and irrigation of all common areas. It actually also takes care of your lawn maintenance, your irrigation there, light fertilization, light pruning. So they take care of stuff. Now, if you were to hire someone on your own to take care of your backyard, you're looking at, I don't know, $150, $200 a month. I don't know, but it's depends on how big your property is. But these are things you want to take into consideration. The property out in the common areas they're going to take care of, and they have a heated resort style pool. So there's a lot to see when you're a lot you want to ask questions about if you're considering a neighbor like this here at COVE ROYALE in Stuart, Florida. So as I look at some of the floor plans here, they are one thing they're really good with, I find, is that their interactive website is excellent. What they do is if you want to add, you want to extend, lots of times you can extend out the lanai, or you can extend out the garage. Lots of times they allow you to do it. The garages are almost all closed in all these buildings. Watch it. Yep, it's locked. They usually store stuff in the model. That's how the builders normally do. But if you want to extend certain things, they could show you when you come in on your first visit. By the way, in terms of independent representation, we have to be there on the first visit. That's important. If we're not there on the first visit, they likely will not allow us to represent you going forward. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've gotten calls from people say, "Hey Ray, I was at COVE ROYALE on Friday, and I want to see if you can help me." I'll answer your questions, but we can't at that point represent you. It's important for us to be on the first visit. It's the only way that the builder lots of times will allow us to represent you. But in any case, we can help. What I find is with this builder in particular is very good with navigating. When you come in, they could show you what it looks like when the garage is pushed out, when the lanai is pushed out, the different options when it comes to bedrooms, because lots of times there are options. That's your laundry room. It looks nice, right? And then you have your bedroom here and ensuite. People love ensuite. That's really important to people. But there are lots of things you can change about these things, especially with this builder, because there are lots of personalizations. In recent years, COVE has done a great job of increasing the amount of personalization you could do here at any of their communities here in South Florida. Stuart, COVE ROYALE, paradise here in South Florida.